Sophie decided that this conversation had now gone on long enough. If she was going to be eaten, she'd rather get it over and done with. "What sort of human beings do you eat?" she asked, trembling.
"Me?"
shouted the giant, his mighty voice making the glass jars rattle on their shelves.
"Me gobbling up human beings? This I never. The others, yes. All the others is gobbling them up every night, but not me. I is a freaky giant. I is the only nice and jumbly giant in giant country. I is the big, friendly giant. I is the BFG. What is your name?"
"My name is Sophie," Sophie said, hardly daring to believe the good news she had just heard. "But if you are so nice and friendly, then why did you snatch me from my bed and run away with me?"
"Because you saw me. If anyone has ever seen a giant, he or she must be taken away hip-switch."
"Why?"
"Well, first of all," said the BFG, "human beings is not really believing in giants, is they? Human beings is not thinking we exist."
"I do."
"Ah, but that is only because you have seen me. I cannot possibly allow anyone, even little girls, to be seeing me and staying at home. The first thing you'd be doing, you'd be scuttling around yodeling the news that you were actually seeing a giant. And then a great giant hunt, a mighty giant look-see, would be starting up all over the world. People would be coming rushing and bushing after me, and they would be catching me and locking me into a cage to be stared at. They would be putting me into the zoo or the bunkum house with all those squiggling hippo dumplings and crocodile dillies." Sophie knew that what the giant said was true. "I will bet you," the BFG went on, "that you would have been splashing the news all over the wonky world, wouldn't you, if I hadn't wiggled you away?"
"I suppose I would."
"And if you go back, you will be telling the world," said the BFG, "most likely on the telly bunkum box and the radio squeaker. So you will just have to be staying here with me for the rest of your life."
"Oh, no."
"Oh, yes. But I am warning you not ever to go whiffling about out of this cave without I is with you, or you will be coming to an ucky-mucky end. I is showing you now who is going to eat you up, if they is ever catching even one tiny little glimpse of you."
The big friendly giant picked Sophie off the table and carried her to the cave entrance. He rolled the big stone to one side and said,
"Peep over there, little girl. Tell me what you is seeing."
Sophie, squinting through the glare of the sun, saw several tremendous tall figures moving over the rocks about 500 yards away.
"This is giant country," the BFG said. "Those is all giants. Every one."
It was a brain-boggling sight. The giants were all naked except for a sort of short skirt around their waists, and their skins were burnt brown by the sun. But it was the sheer size of each one of them that boggled Sophie's brain most of all. They were simply colossal, far taller and wider than the big friendly giant upon whose hand she was now sitting. And oh, how ugly they were! Many of them had large bellies. All of them had long arms and big feet. They were too far away for their faces to be seen clearly, and perhaps that was a good thing.
"What on earth are they doing?"
"Nothing," said the BFG. "They is just moochling and foochling around and waiting for the night to come. Then they will all be galloping off to places where people is living to find their suppers."
"Do they ever go to England?"
Sophie asked.
"Often. They say the English is tasting ever so wonderfully of cod's collop."
"I'm not sure I quite know what that means."
"Meanings is not important," said the BFG.
"And are all those beastly giants over there really going off again tonight to eat people?"
"All of them is guzzling human beings every night."
"But eating people is horrible," Sophie cried. "Why doesn't someone stop them?"
"And who, please, is going to be stopping them?"
"Couldn't you?"
"Never in a pig's whistle," cried the BFG. "All of those man-eating giants is enormous and very fierce. I is the runt. I is 24 feet. That is puddle nuts in giant country.
Oh, you mustn't feel bad about it, Sophie said. I think you're just great. Why, even your toes must be as big as sausages.
Bigger, said the BFG, looking pleased. They is as big as bumple hammers.
How many giants are there out there?
9 altogether.
That means that somewhere in the world every single night 9 wretched people get carried away and eaten alive.
More. It's all depending, you see, on how big the human beings is. Japanese beans is very small, so a giant will need to gobble up about 6 Japanese before he's feeling full up. Others, like the Norway people and the Yankee Doodles, is ever so much bigger.
But do these disgusting giants go to every single country in the world?
All countries except Greece.
And if you were to put me on the ground and I was to walk out among them now, Sophie said, would they really eat me up?
Like a whiff swiddle. First one to be seeing you would pick you up in his fingers and down you'd go like a drop of drain water.
Let's go back inside, Sophie said. I hate even watching them. Back in the cave, the big friendly giant sat Sophie down once again on the enormous table.
Is you quite snugly there in your nightie? You isn't frigid cold?
I'm fine, Sophie said.
I cannot help thinking about your poor mother and father. By now they must be jipping and scumping all over the house, shouting, "Hello, hello, where is Sophie gone?"
I don't have a mother and father, Sophie said. They both died when I was a baby.
Oh, you poor little scrumplet. Is she not missing them very badly?
Not really, because I never knew them.
Oh, you is making me sad, the BFG said, rubbing his eyes.
Don't be sad. No one's going to be worrying too much about me. That place you took me from was the village orphanage.
You is a orphan?
Yes.
How many is there in there?
10 of us, all little girls.
Was you happy there?
I hated it, Sophie said. The woman who ran it was called Mrs. Clonkers, and if she caught you breaking any of the rules, like getting out of bed at night or not folding up your clothes, you got punished.
How was you getting punished?
She locked us in the dark cellar for a day and a night without anything to eat or drink.
The rotten old rat rasper.
It was horrid. There were rats down there. We could hear them creeping about.
The filthy old fizzwiggler. You is making me sadder than ever.
All at once, a huge tear that would have filled a bucket rolled down one of the BFG's cheeks and fell with a splash on the floor. Sophie watched in astonishment. What a strange and moody creature this is, she thought. The thing that worries me, Sophie said, is having to stay in this dreadful place for the rest of my life. The orphanage was pretty awful, but I wouldn't have been there forever, would I?
All is my fault, the BFG said. I is the one who kid-snatched you.
Now I come to think of it, I won't actually be here all that long.
I is afraid you will.
No, I won't. Those brutes out there are bound to catch me sooner or later and have me for tea.
I is never letting that happen.
For a few moments, the cave was silent. Then Sophie said, May I ask you a question? The BFG wiped the tears from his eyes.
Shoot away,
he said. Would you please tell me what you were doing in our village last night? Why were you poking that long trumpet thing into the Gucci children's bedroom?
"Aha!" cried the BFG. Now we is getting nosier than a Parker.
And the suitcase you were carrying, what on earth was that all about?
The BFG stared suspiciously. You is making me tell you whopsy big secrets that nobody has ever hearing before.
I won't tell a soul, I swear it. Well, how could I, anyway? I'm stuck here for the rest of my life. Oh, please tell me what you were doing in our village. I promise you can trust me.
Would you teach me how to make an elephant? The BFG asked.
What do you mean?
I would dearly love to have an elephant to ride on, the BFG said dreamily. I would so much love to have a jumbly big elephant and go riding through green forests picking peachy fruits off the trees all day long. This is a sizzling hot muck-frumping country we is living in. Nothing grows in it except snozcumbers.
Sophie was quite moved by this curious statement. Perhaps one day we will get you an elephant, she said. And peachy fruits as well. Now, tell me what you were doing in our village.
If you is really wanting to know what I'm doing in your village, the BFG said, I is blowing a dream into the bedroom of those children.
Blowing a dream? What do you mean?
I is a dream-blowing giant, the BFG said. When all the other giants is galloping off every what way and which to swallow up human beings, I is scuttling away to other places to blow dreams into the bedrooms of sleeping children. Lovely golden dreams. Dreams that is giving the dreamers a happy time.
Now, hang on a minute, Sophie said. Where do you get these dreams?
I collect them, the BFG said,
waving an arm towards all the rows and rows of bottles on the shelves.
I has billions of them.
You cannot collect a dream.
You is never going to understand about it. That is why I is not wishing to tell you.
Oh, please tell me. I will understand. Tell me how you collect dreams.